In this video, we will discuss how to apply for your optional practical training, or OPT benefit. In order to apply for your OPT, you must be on your final semester. You may apply up to 90 days before and no more than 60 days after your official degree conferral date. We encourage you to apply early as the USCIS takes a minimum of 90 days to process OPT applications. OPT cannot be extended past 12 months total. And all OPT must be used within 14 months following graduation. This means that if you apply after your degree conferral date, you may not get the full 12 months of OPT. You do not need to have a job offer before you apply for OPT. It is important to note that you are not eligible to apply for OPT once you begin a new program of study. The first step in applying for OPT is attending an OPT workshop with the International Student Center and picking up your OPT application packet. This packet will contain all of the information you need to gather for processing. Next, you will need to set up an appointment with your International Student Advisor, or ISA, and bring all the required documents to the meeting. First, you will need to complete the OPT application and get 2 approvals. One from your academic evaluator to verify that you are in your final semester, and the other from the embedded International Student Accounts representative in the International Student Center. On your OPT application, be sure to indicate the dates you would like to apply for OPT authorization. Your start date can be any day within your 60-day grace period after your conferral date. After you have completed the application, you need to gather the required documents. The first required document is the Application for Employment Authorization, Form I-765. Let's take a look at this document. First, we suggest that you type your answers instead of handwriting it. It is easy for the person reviewing your application to enter the information incorrectly, so this is a good way to help them get the information correct. To find the electronic copy of these documents, please visit www.uscis.gov/forms and click on I-765. In the section that states "I'm applying for," you should select Permission to Accept Employment. Questions 1 through 8 are general information about you and your nationality. Make sure to enter an address that is inside the US, and that you know someone will be at that address to pick up your mail in 90 days. If you are moving, we suggest entering the address of a friend or relative. Question 13A is in regard to your Social Security number. If you have a Social Security number, enter the information, answer no to question 14, and leave questions 15 through 17 blank. If you do not have a Social Security number and would like to apply for one in this application, select yes to question 14 and enter the information in questions 15 through 17. Questions 21A asks for your I-94 number. To look up your I-94, Google I-94 retrieval. The first link will be to the Customs and Border Protection website. Click on Get Most Recent I-94 and enter your information. If you have 2 or more first or last names, you may need to enter your name a variety of ways to find your record. Print this form, as you will need to send this with your application. The I-94 number is at the top of the page. Enter this number into question 21A. Questions 21B through 25 request information on your last entry to the US and your current status. You can find this information on the I-94 that you just printed. Make sure to enter the information as indicated on the form. Question 26 requires for you to enter your CVIS number, which is located at the top left corner of your Form I-20. The eligibility category in question 27 for post-completion OPT is C3B. Skip questions 28 through 31B as they are for a different eligibility category. Under Part 3, make sure that you select 1A. I can read and understand English, and I have read and understand every question and instruction in this application and my answer to every question. You may enter your contact information. At the end of Part 3, You must sign your name and date the form on 7A and 7B respectively. You do not need to complete the fields on Part 4 and Part 5, as these would only be necessary if you applied with an interpreter or attorney. Part 6 should be completed if you had curricular practical training or CPT, a previous OPT, or if you had a previous CVIS ID number. If you transfer from a different school, this does not necessarily mean that you will have a different CVIS ID number. Check the number at the top of your I-20 to verify. Use separate fields for each item. For example, CPT in 3 and OPT in 4. You will have to reference the page number, part number, and item number of a specific section in the form. For CPT, first list page number 3, part 2, and item number 27. In the explanation section, we suggest this format. Enter CPT authorizations in the first line, then list whether it was part-time or full-time. In the next lines, enter your CVIS ID number, employer name, employment start date and end date, and degree level. You can find all your CPT details on the second page of your I-20 that was approved for each authorization. For OPT approvals, list page number 3, part 2, and item number 27. We suggest this format. Enter OPT authorizations as the title for this section. In the next lines, enter your CVIS ID number, your OPT approved start date and end date, and degree level. If you had a previous CVIS ID number, list page number 3, part 2, and item 26. In the explanation section, you should list all other CVIS ID numbers you have used in the past. Use the following format. Enter previous CVIS ID numbers as the title for this section with your previous CVIS ID number, program start and end dates for that CVIS ID number, and degree level in the lines below. Next, you need to complete and print the G1145 form. Just like with the I-765 form, you can access this form when you visit www.uscis.gov/forms. This form only requires your name, phone number, and email address. Although this is an optional form, we highly recommend sending this with your application, as it will give you electronic filing updates from the USCIS. After you have completed the I-765 and the G1145 forms, the next step is to make copies of all your documents, including copies of all I-20s that have ever been issued to you, visa page, the latest entry stamp, your I-94, and any previous employment authorization documents if you have them. If you have a white I-94 card in your passport, include a copy of the front and back. Make sure all copies are in color. The next step is to purchase a money order for $410 and make it to the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. Alternatively, you may complete Form G1450 with your credit card information. This form will be mailed with your packet. You can purchase money orders at Walmart, the post office, your bank, and other pharmacies and stores. You must also take 2 passport pictures. They must be taken within 30 days, and you need to write your name lightly on the back of each picture. Once you have all these documents, meet with your ISA to go over your application. Your ISA will then create a new I-20 for you with the dates that you have indicated on your OPT application. The USCIS may change the dates, so be sure to request a new I-20 after you have been approved for OPT. Your ISA has given you the new I-20. You will need to mail your packet to the USCIS within 20 days to the address on the front of your OPT application. You should send your packet via UPS or FedEx, and be sure to get a tracking number. If you are outside of Virginia, when you mail your packet, check the USCIS website for where to file, as the filing locations differs by state. Go onto uscis.gov and in the search section type I-765. Click on the first link and go down to the Where to File section. Click on Filing Locations for Form I-765. Go to Foreign Student and under C32 section, click on Logbox Facilities Chart. You can then find your state and see the corresponding address. Once you have sent in your application, you should receive a notice from the USCIS that your application was received within 30 days. You will not receive your card until after 90 days or more. You will be able to check your case status by going on uscis.gov after you have received your receipt number. After you have received your card, send a copy of the front and back to mystatus@liberty.edu. You also need to update your ISA with your OPT once you start a job. For more information, please schedule an appointment with your International Student Advisor by calling 434-592-4118. You may also email mystatus@liberty.edu. We look forward to assisting you with your OPT application.